This is the story of how I made a mistake.
I find it extremely disappointing
I don't like to admit that, but I mean, it's true.
that my custom-made,
Look, I was trying to make my life easier.
one
All
of
things
a kind,
easy. Here's the drawbacks.
one of a kind,
Are you ready?
Yes.
handmade socks.
It's gonna get weird. Get comfortable.
Aren't finished after 2 days.
All right. So I'm a knitter, obviously. And usually I really love making people things. But sometimes it just gets to be a lot around the holidays. People just start asking for things. And come November 1st, that's when the madness begins with my friends.
Can I have a scarf for Christmas?
Yeah, sure.
Will you make my mom a hat?
A hat and a scarf? Yeah, that's doable. I mean, it might take a little
I'll
longer.
make my whole family matching sweaters. So is that a yes, or?
Look, typically I love making people things, but after all these years, after all the chaos, I just wasn't excited. Look, every knitter experiences the stress, heartburn, speed knitting until your carpal tunnel kicks in, and crying into your teacup around the holidays. But I don't know. For me, it all came to a head over Thanksgiving. My family decided to visit for, the holiday weekend, and I was really excited because I never get to see them. And so I got the kind of amnesia that only comes with distance. You see, I was finally advertising my knitting. I've always done it, but now it was on the internet. I had a shop page, I have an Instagram page, and I even have a special email account set up for my shop. And I thought this was, the right thing to do, but no, that was my first mistake, apparently. Doing this thing right before the holidays gets you down the dark, winding path of overcommitment. You see, my online sales began to skyrocket within the very first week. And normally, that's awesome, wonderful, amazing. And a really good way to supplement my income, doing something I typically like, uses anxiety management. But no, not when people are doing the equivalent of screaming at you via reviews and emails. Like the all caps kinds. Yeah, I got a lot of those. For example,
Dear Pearly Knits.
it is a really cute name, right?
I ordered the cabled socks last week. Why are they not done? I need them ASAP. Please knit them faster. Judith knew.
Yep. Knit faster. These are the kind of people I am dealing with. And so, I started to get a little overwhelmed, and I put people on a wait list and decided that they'd have to wait, but people got upset. This is one of my favorites.
Dear Pearly Knits, you suck. Sincerely, Marion.
Yep. You don't get more poignant than that. So on top of all of these lovely poetic emails I was getting, I was also bogged down with the normal amount of, projects and random things from my friends and family, and I was getting stressed, and all I wanted to do was enjoy a fine, food-filled holiday with people I actually care about seeing at least twice a year, but no, I had to keep working. And so, like any unsuspecting person, I brought out a project, and then came the oohs and oh my gods, and touching. They have to touch it. Not knowing that they can literally ruin it just by doing that. But no, they still touch it. Don't do that. It's literally so rude, don't touch it. But no, they're gonna touch it. And then come those subtle hints.
Wow, that's so good. I wish I could do that.
And then my favorite.
I wish I knew someone cool enough back home that could do that for me.
Pathetic. And after all the give and take with my family, I don't like to admit this, but I caved. I mean, you can only hang on for so long when it comes to family, at least my family. I kind of blame the ex-Catholic guilt. But then this started some like chain reaction with my family. All of a sudden, they were asking me to make like 2 sweaters, a cowl, a shrug, and a pair of intricate mittens. 5 new projects, and I was already swamped. And of course, I said yes, and then I could have kicked myself hard. I would have given myself a limp. Nearing 30 projects for the week before Christmas. I was doomed. And so I took myself off the grid. I went completely into isolation. And I, got some angry emails, which I tried to ignore, but the more I ignored them, the angrier and more pushy they got. They were asking for refunds and swearing a lot and threatening lawsuits over knitting. Something that's supposed to be, relaxing and grandma-ish. I mean, honestly, I know some pretty badass grandmas, but none of them scare me. Okay, well, there's that one, but we don't talk about her, and that's besides the point. I don't know, I finally made it, a week out, and I had like 5 projects left. And of course, 2 of them, they were sweaters, because I just had to save the biggest 2 for last. Even at my peak speed, I could only get like 1.5 done within a week. The word of the week was panic. And so instead of handling this like some calm, rational person, I tried out a few silly things. We all do things that we should know will not work. Knitters do it all the time. We have all of these tricks that we think are going to make our lives easier, but it turns out like they don't actually work. But my tactics were a little more complicated. I started going to these so-called magic shops, and I was like trying these herbs. But the most they did, honestly, was make my hair shiny and made me smell really bad. And lo and behold, my hands, they are still very slow. And so, I made it to my 5th magic shop of the week, and in the back of the room, I saw a book with an upside down pentagram on it. And it called to me. And so I went over to it and I picked it up, and almost as if it wanted me to, I flipped to a page that said wishes. And so I asked the store clerk, "Do you have another copy of this? This one, it says display only." And she says no, and so I calmly and politely, I put it back. Well, actually, so I stole it. But it was a really rough time. Okay, let's see. First, I need to make a circle of sand. I'm really glad I don't have carpets. Okay, and then 5 candles, evenly spaced around that circle. Do they have to match? That doesn't say, so I'm just gonna say it. Okay, so candles, circle. Okay, now chanting. think anyone's gonna hear me. It'll be okay, it'll be okay, it'll be okay. That's in Latin. That's what taking 2 years of French gets you. Okay. Egredir o princeps tenebrarum, satum mi fead mortale labore, veni omnipotens tenebrae unum, da mihi multam, eatem venit surgit. Okay, that was a waste of my time.
Well, hi there. Bit of a shaky entry. Usually the candles match.
You're actually here? I'm not hallucinating?
Real as your desperation. And you are desperate. You absolutely reek of it.
I reek of it?
Well, part of the term. I just get a little excited around desperation. It's kind of my thing. I'm a wish demon, if that wasn't clear.
No, yeah, that's what I summoned you here for, so.
Well, great. Let's get started, shall we? What made you summon the forces of darkness today?
We're doing this? Okay, so, I'm a knitter. And you know, I just kind of got overwhelmed this year by the amount of things I have to do for people, and honestly, I don't want to get sued.
So fast your hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can work with that. Believe it or not, this is very common.
Really? For knitters specifically, or?
Are you kidding? Around this time of year, knitters begin losing their mind. It's wonderful. I love your people. I can't tell you how many sweaters I have from those grateful knitters. Needless to say, they're useless back home, but it's really a thought.
Huh. I did not know we were so familiar with the territory.
Kind of a rite of passage if you're going to do it for the money. So, I like to find out a bit more about the person I give my services to before any business transactions begin.
Yeah, seems fair.
Let's start with your name.
Pearl. It's a nomenclature. I have an online presence.
Right.
Okay, look, I get yelled at a lot.
I mean, I know your real name anyway.
I figured.
Moving on. You've been knitting for how long?
Oh, I learned when I was a kid. I was like 11.
So you'd say you have plenty of experience.
Oh, yeah.
So this isn't an issue of improving skills?
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, I'm not the best in the world, but I mean, I'm pretty good.
Excellent.
But I mean, I am about to reactivate my carpal tunnel, so I could use your help.
Well, we can fix this. May I see your hands?
Do you want to give me new ones?
Ugh, honey, no. It doesn't work that way. Your hands go as fast as they can. And even if I took them away and replaced them, your new hands would be almost exactly the same. Muscle memory, right? That's a totally different department. I usually reserve that for desperate bodybuilders or nerdy teenagers.
Oh?
But I can make it faster.
Oh? Okay, what do I do?
Just keep knitting.
What do you mean?
Just keep knitting using these. And you'll never miss a deadline again. There is one more thing we have to do, however.
What? I have to sign a contract?
You have to sign the contract.
Okay. But look, let's get one thing clear, and it might be a deal breaker, but I really do.
But you'd rather not give me your soul?
I mean, yeah.
It's a common concern. Maternal damnation is not for everybody, I get that. Being a higher up in this department means that I can determine my own terms so that not all contracts have to be soul binding.
Okay.
I am going to need to take something else, though. I can't just give my services away.
I don't have anything else to give you. I don't have a firstborn or a goat.
All you do it once, now! We have evolved past that. I just need a drop of your blood from your dominant hand.
Oh. That's it?
That's it.
I just gotta...
Yep.
That's all?
Listen, I do this all the time and have been for an eternity. So at some point, you don't need much more than I have. I need some sort of sacrifice because that's how capitalism works. But I realize that a soul is a lot for some people. Not all, but some. So once I have so many already, and my contractor doesn't come by to talk about adding an addition to my building for about 263 years or so, I'm going to give you the option of giving me a prick of your blood from your dominant hand. That's all.
Wow. Hell really streamlined that process.
Things were so complicated before. This saves a lot of time. Brings the underworld into the 21st century.
Good for you.
It's all good business, and it saves me some precious space. Damn souls are very clingy. What? What?
Well, what now?
Well, normally I get like a compliment or something, I don't know.
Well, you are a lot nicer than I thought you'd be.
I get that a lot. So, let's get this road on.
Oh.
I'll give you a couple seconds to look over that.
Yeah. Okay, so I just have to like sign.
Yep, just sign at the bottom and we'll be all set.
Okay. Let's see.
And then right there at the X.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna read it. So just right here.
Yep, that's what the X is for.
Okay. No need to date it or.
Oh, wait, actually, yeah, that's on the other side.
Okay, no, I see it. I see it. I got it.
Wonderful. I guess that's it.
Do I have to do anything like special with these things?
Nope.
Does the size adjust? Like they're really
It
big.
should be all fine.
Okay, but they're huge. They're not gonna
Just
work for every.
cast on. You'll see.
Okay, but what if they don't work?
No, they'll work. Those Swears the candles. Those needles have gotten many a knitter out of a bind. Get it? Bind. But if they should somehow malfunction, here's my card.
There's no number on this card.
It's more of a direct line. Less chance of some random person getting my contact information. If you need me, just press down over my name with the finger you pricked. Then I'll come back.
Okay, but I mean, what if it doesn't? Oh. Okay, well. Ooh. I think this is how they like teach people to knit. And just like that, I knit this sweater. Within 10 minutes, 10 minutes, not a sleeve uneven, not a stitch dropped. I couldn't do work like this if I had a week. Well, maybe a week, minimum. Once I started, I couldn't stop. Soon I had a hat, and another one, and another sweater, and soon enough, I was done. I pinched myself really hard a couple times just to make sure that everything was real. But it was. I went to bed that night desperately hoping that everything that had occurred had really happened, and lo and behold, when I woke up, it had. A real wish demon came to my house and gave me magic knitting needles. And just within a couple hours, my orders were finished. After 4 months, I could breathe. I was free. But things didn't stay perfect. After all of my orders were boxed and shipped out, things got a little weird. You can cue some music. Obviously, it's a montage.
I'm not happy about this, but I wanted a larger part, so Pearl calmly and unsuspectingly puts the needles down and goes about cleaning her space. But she is troubled. Something is off. She keeps looking over her shoulder at the needles. They're still just there. Suddenly, she can't resist and grabs the needles, casting on and producing 3 more items. Good luck staging that. As soon as that's over, she puts the needles down, waits, and then grabs them again. No self-control, this kid. So, soon, knitted items start appearing out of thin air. Or more likely they're being thrown on hand by an underpaid stagehand, but Pearl is surrounded. Pearl keeps knitting so feverishly that eventually she stabs herself. Serves her right. She drops the needles, shaking the pain from her hand, and snaps out of it, noticing that her hand is bleeding. Oh, okay. I don't do so well with blood. Can you just, turn around or something? Yes, I'm serious. Okay, thank you. Where was it? Oh, right. So soon after calming down, she grabs all the knit items and puts them into a bag. Sealing it tightly, she then puts the needles in a lockbox and hides them under something out of her line of sight. She breathes a sigh of relief, and she pulls out a book. You think everything is all right now, right? Wrong! We start to hear a buzzing, like a vibrating phone coming from the box. She arms herself with some kitchen utensil. What is that? A spoon? Okay, well, she arms herself with a spoon or something, and she slowly makes her way to where the needles are. The buzzing becomes a banging, which becomes louder and louder as she gets closer. When she's close enough to reach under where she belongs, it makes a terrifying noise and pulls her under. She wrestles and fights her way out to find that her left hand has been turned into one of the needles. She panics! Obviously. I just turned into a needle. She then eventually passes out. Brief blackout. Well, there was supposed to be a blackout. I believe that was supposed to simulate her passing out. And then the lights, well, they were supposed to come up. And Pearl is still unconscious, but knitting! I bet you didn't see that coming, did you? Somehow, the other other needle made its way onto her other hand, though it hasn't disappeared like the first one. She wakes up, fully, screams, and then almost passes out again. But she calms herself. Soon, she remembers the card, right? Hey, the card. Get the card. Okay, she's got it. Well, she's almost got it. The heels are anyway. Okay, she got it. Then she touches the card with a finger she pricked, just like the demon said. Flashes, bangs, you know, all that fanfare. A puff of smoke, and the demon is back! Thank you! This has been Marion! Friend me on the Facebooks!
We need to talk.
Look at you, still going. Huh, you must have been cranking out sweaters for the next few... Oh, dear.
Yeah.
This is a predicament.
Yeah.
Don't worry, this has happened before. We should be able to...
This has happened before, and you didn't put it in the contract?
Yes. Whoa! You can't kill the unkillable cupcake.
But I can name you.
Well, fine, but I can't help you if I'm temporarily crippled. You may not like this, but the best way to get these things to stop is to just let them run out of juice on their own.
How long?
How long what?
How long will it take?
Oh, you know, 1 or 2.
1 or 2 days? Months? Weeks?
Centuries.
Ah!
Okay, calm down. There may be another way. I'm almost positive that it will work.
Oh my god.
Did you notice the section on re-engaging the contract?
All it said was that to re-engage the contract, you needed like a significant sacrifice.
Correct.
Okay, I don't have anything significant in my life to sacrifice to
Do
you.
you have any friends or family?
No.
Even though they...
No, not gonna happen.
Catholic guilt.
Oh, Catholic guilt.
Well,
Okay, what about the hands? Can't you just take those?
it's good, but not good enough. It has to be something pretty big.
They're literally my hands.
I can get hands anytime I want. I have a wall of them strung up for the holidays.
That's gross.
What? I cover them in twinkly lights.
I just...
What? I'm festive.
What now?
Well, it's pretty obvious, right? In order to free yourself from these needles, you need to give up your soul.
Of course I do.
The contract did say it had to be something significant.
You're a bastard.
Well, my dad did disown me and literally have all my siblings push me out of home. Thank you for opening up that wound.
I mean, wasn't that Lucifer?
A lot of us got pushed, okay?
What?
Just because Lucifer was the first,
Okay, I'm sorry.
not the only important fallen angel.
I'm sorry. Paradise Lost was really long and hard to understand. Okay, but what do we do now?
Well, are you ready to be free?
I guess that's how we got here. I don't really know why I wanted to tell you guys all of this. I guess I just kind of wanted to get it off my chest. I don't really know what's gonna happen next, but I have a feeling I'm gonna make a really big mistake. I was really hoping to find a better alternative to all of this,
What are you doing?
Nothing. What are you doing?
Well, it feels like you've been staring off into space for half an hour.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. So, what's the verdict? Am I taking your soul or not? Hey, wait. Where are you going? Ugh. Mortals, I swear. Why does this always keep happening? Yeah, that's the show, guys. It's over now. You can applaud.